about. I want to announce with this Zoom podcast that we're doing today that Greg and I have decided to partner up, and he's opening up Christian Community Connect in the state of Florida. And I couldn't be more excited about having a business partner than Greg Satterfield. Greg brings so much to the table in terms of business experience, marketing, but mostly, quite honestly, the thing that draws me the most to Greg is his spiritual commitment and discipline and maturity. And he's had to talk me off the shelf a few times here recently, like in the last few days. And I really appreciate him. And I hope every one of you have people in your life that are like that, because there's nothing more important in this life than relationships. And I count Greg a dear, dear friend. And I'm so excited to see where God will take this ministry with having someone like Greg to help us grow it. So Greg's going to talk to you a little bit today about our new corporate sponsorship programs. And I'm just here to introduce him. And so, hey, Greg's good seeing you. Thanks being with us. And I'm going to turn this over to you.
Thank you, Ken. Appreciate the introduction, and glad you enjoyed meeting Elvis. Annette and I loved having you down here in Sarasota. Hopefully Andre will come down soon, and when it warms up, we'll migrate north. But right now we're going to enjoy our warmer weather. It's a real privilege for me to be able to work with you, and I say that, I mean it. It's something that and God put us together, and I know He did, and I appreciate that. And so what we're trying to do, not only here in Florida but also in Indiana, I'm working with Kenton, and we're hoping to expand Christian Community Connect from north to south, east to west, all the way across the border of the state of Indiana. And then we're going to do 4 to 5 counties here in Florida. So we are really excited about where Christian Community Connect is going to go to in 2024. And we just think God's got some big ideas and some big visions, and we need some help. We need some help with that, and that's why we're talking to you today as a corporate sponsor, or as potential as being a corporate sponsor. We need some help in being able to do that, and there's a reason why we need you to help. And there's a lot of small businesses across the state of Indiana, a lot, and in this area here in Florida as well. I mean, it's just so many small businesses. They run on smaller budgets. They struggle with their advertising, and they want to know where they can advertise effectively. We think we've got a good, effective tool here, and I'll tell you why we think we have a really effective tool. Because when people go to church every week, they would like to know who they could go see, or who they could visit, or who they could call that shares the same values that they have, so that they feel like they're going to get a good, honest service. Now, I'll tell you the truth, how Ken and I have been talking about this for a while, but one of the things that that kind of leapfrogged us in being able to start this together was that I had a good car mechanic here in Florida, and after the hurricane, his wife said, "We're going to move to Tennessee," and off they went. And that was my mechanic that was gone. I was talking to Kitten on the phone. I said, "Man, I wish I had and back in the day when I first advertised, it was Christian phone book. And I started advertising in 2002 in a Christian phone book. And it was a great little resource because you could open it up and find who you needed. And I was like, I wish I had that down here, because if I did, I'd be able to find somebody I could trust to work on my car, because I just really don't know anybody, which was weird for me because in the car business for 30 years, and it's kind of hard for me to find somebody that I want to service my car. So, and he said, well, he goes, I've been praying about this for a long time, and I really kind of want you to think about this. And so he threw the idea past me, and God, as Romans 8:28, he just kind of works everything together. I call that the connecting the dots verse. And so connected the dots. Here we are today, and we're talking about why we need Christian businesses to help support other Christian businesses. We need Christians to be able to find services that they need from believers that provide that service. That's what Christian Community Connect is all about. That's all we're about. We're just trying to help believers find other believers so that they feel like they have a trusted source in whatever it is they need. They need drywall, they need a painter, they need a car mechanic like myself, they need a seamstress. I don't know, on and on and on. All these different things that people need in services every day. There's just thousands of believers out there trying to find other believers they can connect with. As a business owner, as a Christian business owner, the last thing I want to do is go to church and talk about my business. I don't want to do that. So this is another great thing about Christian Community Connect. And what we are able to do is put directories together with churches of their business members that will be online that they can come find. So if they need somebody, they'll go, okay, let me check our church. And if they don't find somebody at their church, then they're able to expand out to everyone else in the state or wherever they may be. So that's our whole idea, and that's what we're trying to do. But we need some bigger businesses to come in to help us that God has blessed you with. And we feel like maybe you're a candidate for that. And that's why we're talking to you today. So in Ecclesiastes 4:12, it says, a cord of 3 strands is not easily broken. So taking that idea, we have put together a corporate sponsorship program that will offer 3 different levels, what we call platinum, gold, and silver. Platinum, gold, and silver sponsorships. And there's different attributes to all of those. But if we can get enough sponsors, this will help cover the cost for so many of the small business people who don't have the money to be able to advertise effectively. That's important for you because these small business owners walk into your door and they buy goods and services from you. They buy the products services that you have to offer. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community of believers together that can support each other and spread the word of the gospel. Because the one cool thing as a Christian business owner is this: you always want somebody to ask you, why do you do what you do? And that gives you an opportunity to say, what got you started in business? It gives you an opportunity maybe to open up and share something about the Lord and how he's blessed you. Christian business owners have the ability to reach more people with the gospel than churches do. And I know it sounds crazy, but every day people are buying something from somebody. So what we're trying to do is help grow the influence of Christians in business. And as you are blessed as a small business or a bigger business, and you're working with people, we want them to see the light of Jesus coming out of you. We want them to be able to see why you're a little different. And we want them to ask why you're a little different. One of the things that Kent and I are looking forward to doing in all of 2024 is that we're going to be doing some live broadcast every month and inviting people from Florida to Indiana to jump online with us. And we're going to share some solid biblical principles of how you can operate your business. And it'll give you a chance to connect with other believers, maybe not in just your own town, but maybe even out of state somewhere. And this will help Christian business members of our organization to be able to maybe rise up their own way of thinking and how they do business. It's so important for corporate sponsors to be able to come in and help the little guys that need that help so they can get a bigger venue of advertising and all of us working together, all of us spreading the same word together, all of us with the same message, we can attract so much more business. And we also have the ability to actually advance the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's why we are here. We're here every day. We're not working for ourselves. We're not working for other people. We need to go about every day doing our work as if we were working for the Lord. Colossians 3:23 says this, and all the work that you are doing, work the best you can. Work as if you were doing it for the Lord and not just for other people. So work for the Lord. That's what we're trying to get you to think about. You're working for the Lord. Every day you're turning that key, going into your business, you're going there working for the Lord. And if you have that kind of attitude and that kind of work ethic, that you're working for Jesus, you're working for the Lord, then whatever you do, you're going to succeed. And that's what we hope to be able to do. And we need corporate sponsors like you to help us bring that message, not only to big businesses, to medium and small businesses alike.
Well, Greg, I so appreciate your perspective and thought on the whole corporate sponsorship idea, because going back, Christian Phone Book started in 1986, and what supported the ministry work that we did, promoting ministries and churches, were the businesses that supported us, like you at cheapercar.com. So when you came in and you marketed and advertised your business through us, it helped us do everything that we did for ministries for free. And we still do that today, and we're always going to do that. But one other aspect that you really brought forward and made me realize is if we found some corporate sponsors, some companies out there that are already very successful, they're owned and ran by believers, that could support the base of businesses and ministries we have, that takes it to a whole nother level. And quite honestly, I have had a few corporate sponsors, like right now our biggest is 70th Law. But other than that, I never really thought about going and putting together a whole corporate sponsorship package. And I appreciate you bringing that up, because, most people, when they think of marketplace ministry, are like a cow looking at a new gate. I mean, they hear that term, it's so much overused, but simply put, I believe a marketplace ministry is a ministry that has a business, and the business supports the ministry. And the difference between that and a nonprofit 501(c), either ministry or church, is a church runs solely off of giving, which is as it should be, and donations and tithes and offerings. And what we do as a marketplace ministry, we've got a solid business suite of services. And Greg, just since you and I started brainstorming a few months ago, we've put together with our IT partners an incredible program we never had before to this extent. And I'm so excited about it. And I'm so excited about this year. And I so appreciate you and I being able to work together, because, quite honestly, it's a lot of fun working with people you can trust, that have integrity, that you care about. And even though you're not a golfer, you promised to at least take me out on a tennis court or teach me how to play pickleball. And I need to lose some weight. So probably need to quit riding around in a golf cart. But I love you, buddy. I really do. And please give our love to Annette. Is there anything else that you or Elvis had for us today before we close?
Elvis is being a cat. He's taking a nap.
Is he?
But one thing that you just brought out, and just to talk about a little bit more, I think it's really important that we are running this Christian Community Connect as a business. And it's really hard for us to talk about how to run a business if we're not running one ourselves. So we know what it's like. We know that, we've got overhead, and every business has overhead. And so we need to be able to do what we can do to provide the goods and services that you deserve as a member of Christian Community Connect. And we plan on being able to do that. And so, like I said, the corporate sponsorships, I mean, I'll just tell you, they start at $100 a week, they go to $75 a week, and they're $50 a week. And that's not a whole lot of money. But we try to run efficiently here with our business. We're keeping our overhead as low as possible. And because we really just want to use our time and talent to help people run a better business and help people figure out how they can spread the gospel to more people. We've got